Hey everyone, it's Steve here from theemotionmachine.com, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about recollecting the positive and the benefits of thinking back to positive experiences from your past and reminding yourself of positive memories. There was a study that just came out this year. It was published in the journal Nature Human Behavior. And the title of the study was Reminiscing About Positive Memories Buffers Acute Stress Response. And they did two separate experiments in this study. The first experiment, they had people dip their hand in icy cold water. And this is a common way for researchers to create pain or stress in the lab. And when they had people do this, they separated them into two groups. They had one group that was told to reminisce about a positive experience, such as going on vacation with family or visiting Disneyland. And the other group was told to reminisce about a neutral experience, such as packing luggage or getting ready for work. And what they found was that the group that was told to reminisce about positive experiences showed a much lower stress response in response to dipping their hand in the icy cold water. In fact, they measured cortisol levels, which is the common stress hormone, and what they found was that the people that reminisced on the positive experience actually only had 15% as much stress as the people that didn't reminisce on the positive experience. So this is one small example, one small study that shows how reminiscing about positive experiences can actually lower your stress response. And they did another study, another experiment, where they had people hooked up to an fMRI machine where they were able to look at their brain and see how activated different regions were in their brain. And they told people to either reminisce on a positive experience or reminisce on a neutral experience. And the interesting thing that they found in this study was that people that were told to reminisce about the positive experience showed much more activity in the parts of their brain that were related to executive functioning and emotional regulation, such as the prefrontal cortex. So this is neurological evidence showing how reminiscing about positive memories can actually help with emotion regulation. So the findings of these studies wasn't particularly groundbreaking or new. These things have been studied before. There are other studies that show how thinking about positive memories can reduce stress and decrease negative emotion. And that's pretty obvious from an intuitive, logical standpoint. But it's always a good reminder that recollecting on the positive can be beneficial for us. Psychologists often say that humans have a negativity bias in the sense that our minds almost always seem to gravitate toward bad things that happen to us or negative things that happen to us. And there's a reason for that, usually because we're trying to solve a problem, we're trying to fix something so that we don't have that negative experience again. So our mind is very easily absorbed in negative experiences. With positive experiences, your mind doesn't really ruminate about them or think about them too much because everything went well for you, so there's no reason to really reflect on it to try to fix a problem. But that doesn't mean that it's not helpful to remind ourselves of positive things that have happened to us and to recollect on the positive in our life because even though it comes unnaturally to us, it can be a really important part of regulating our emotions and not becoming too negative. I'm not against thinking about negative things in general, but I think due to the negativity bias, it can often be helpful to actively shift your focus to new things, to actively shift your focus to positive things because it comes so unnaturally to you. It's helpful to remind yourself of the importance of recollecting the positive. This idea of recollecting the positive has always been really helpful for me personally, because when I go through a negative patch in life or something doesn't work out the way I want it to, it can be very easy to get caught up in that stressful response and that negative response, and oftentimes it helps to just take a step back and remind ourselves of the things that are going well in life and that are positive. For example, if I happen to fail at a goal that I have, or make a mistake and not be able to complete a project or achieve something, I often take a step back and remind myself of things that I've already achieved, past accomplishments and other positive things that I've already done with my life. So when I find myself in that negative patch, it can be very helpful to take a step back and remind myself of these positive things that I've already accomplished. The same is true for when you feel negative about yourself, when you make a mistake and you feel stupid or you feel like a bad person. It can be very easy to get caught up in that trap of ruminating about that bad thing, that mistake that you made. But it can be most helpful to just take a step back and recollect on the positive things about yourself. Sure, you made a mistake and you looked stupid that one time, but what about the times where you actually did something cool, where people actually liked what you did? That can be a very important shift in perspective to help change your attitude about yourself. One thing that I often recommend to people as a type of self-improvement exercise is to actually write down positive memories from your past, or write down your past accomplishments. Because of our negativity bias, it can often be extremely hard to think about positive things when we are in a negative mindset. So my recommendation is to write down a list of positive memories when you're actually feeling good, and save that list somewhere. Create a collection so that when you find yourself in a negative mood, you don't have to rely on your mind or your brain to find those positive experiences. You can just open up that list that you saved on your computer, and you have a whole collection of positive memories that you can reminisce on and remind yourself of. I think creating these types of lists can be so important because they act as a resource when you actually find yourself in a negative state and you need a quick boost in inspiration or motivation or positivity. You have those lists available to you, and you can go to them whenever you need them. So that's basically all I wanted to share with you guys in this video. And I know a lot of this seems super simple and super common sense, but I urge you to actually take action on it and open up a Word document right now on your computer and actually start a list of positive memories and save it somewhere. Even if you can only think of 2 or 3 positive memories, even if they're just small experiences, write them down, save them somewhere. You can always go back to your list when you think of something else, or when you have a new positive memory, you can go back to your list and write it down. Make it a long-term collection that you can keep building off of, and create this resource that you can use when you actually need that boost in motivation or inspiration. So do that right now. It's going to take 5 to 10 minutes. Just open up a document and write down some positive memories that pop up in your mind. You're going to thank yourself later when you can actually revisit that and get that boost of positivity when you need it. So thanks for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, and I will talk to you guys again soon.